Breakfast muna tayo. Mag-coffee tayo, guys. Papainit tayo ng tubig.
Dreaming of a trip to India? It's time to book your flight with Ease My Trip. Use code ENT India and enjoy discounts of up to AED 200 when you book your tickets to India. Hurry, this offer is valid only for a limited period. Book now with Ease My Trip and make your journey unforgettable.
Fresh from her coronation as Miss Universe Philippines 2026, Bea Milian Windorski of La Union is now preparing to represent the country at the Miss Universe pageant in Puerto Rico. And what do you know? She joins us this morning to talk about her win, her advocacy, and her mission to bring home the Philippines' fifth Miss Universe crown. Bea, congratulations, good morning, and welcome to the program.
Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for having me. This is our second appearance, so it still feels very fresh, and I'm so happy to be here with you.
Of course, I have to ask you, did it already sink in for you that you are Miss Universe Philippines 2026?
Not really. It still feels like I'm dreaming because as a little girl, I never really felt like I fit in. And to finally achieve something like winning Miss Universe Philippines, I feel like I'm making younger Bea really proud right now.
Oh my gosh, that's really inspiring to hear. But Bea, walk us through that winning moment. So they called La Union, but it seems like it didn't sink in for you that you won Miss Universe Philippines.
I'm very much a perfectionist, and I was just kind of dissociating, thinking about all of the things that I could have done better.
Okay.
So I was kind of expecting someone else to be called. I always kind of think that way. So then when Miss Pampanga Allison kind of tapped my shoulder and was like, "Hey, Bea, it's you, go up," that's when I finally realized. And I'm just so happy that I had the opportunity to share that moment with 6 other amazing women who really inspire me.
Let's talk about that. You said you weren't really happy with your performance. If there's something you could have improved, what would that be?
For me, it's just I always believe there's room for improvement. I am proudly the daughter of a tiger mom who made sure I really practiced cello growing up, that I had straight A's. So the fact that there's always room for improvement is mostly what I was focusing on.
Okay, so the great thing about you, Bea, is you have a very unique journey. You grew up in a non-diverse
Hi, kain po
environment in the
tayo.
United States. How did that shape your identity as a Filipino?
I would say that being a Filipina has really been the North Star of who I am because growing up in a place where I didn't feel like I belonged, I always had the sense of belonging here wherever I went in the Philippines. That's just my identity here. And I also studied Philippine studies, that is Asian studies at the university because I really wanted to get the opportunity to see my heritage. And when I look back at the Philippines, it was always in service of others. So I first had a consultant say job with a nonprofit firm that was the first nonprofit firm in the Philippines. And I'm excited to really be a public servant more than a patient to continue this opportunity to promote diversity. And I'm really passionate about it.
You always make sure to stay in touch with your roots as a Filipino. But another unique thing about Bea here is that you've competed internationally before. You've won Miss Earth USA. But how do you prepare differently for Miss Universe?
This journey has been so special to me because when I was competing as Miss Earth USA, it was really just me representing where I'm from, right? Just representing a place. But now that I'm competing on behalf of the Philippines and when I was representing La Union, it felt like I was really representing my core, who I am, my family values, and the fact that I could represent my family and my roots nationally and now internationally really is the difference and what drives me forward.
And when you signified your intention to join Miss Universe Philippines, a lot of analysts immediately said that you were going to be the front runner here. How did you handle the pressure?
I believe that pressure is a privilege, and it really drove me to be the best version of myself, because when expectations are set high, you are also driven to try and surpass that bar. And I would also say that competing in Miss Universe Philippines, you're really competing with the best of the best. I believe that steel sharpens steel, and being surrounded by so many incredible women really pushed me to be the best version of myself. So I would say that was really ensured that I was on my best behavior all the time.
And you've been in the public eye for quite some time already, Bea, but how do you handle criticism?
I really try to take all criticism, not too to heart, but I also listen, because there's always room for improvement, and you can apply it into different aspects of your life. As a perfectionist, anything a critic says, I've already thought of myself. So I really take it in stride, and it's a reflection of how passionate the Filipino people are about
Kamatis,
They really just
sibuyas,
want the best representative internationally,
pipino.
and to make sure that we make our country proud.
And looking back, would you say there's any tough comment or maybe a challenge that actually helped you to become better and stronger?
There's been a lot of criticism about my chin because it is quite prominent, and
It's beautiful.
thank you. But it made me realize that I have to accept myself and what makes me unique, and not necessarily listen to the things that I can't change about myself. And I would rather carry this chin that's the same as my Lola, the same as my mom, and carry their stories rather than fit a perfect mold of what beauty is for others.
All right, now let's talk about your advocacies, Bea. I like what you said earlier, that before you consider yourself a beauty queen, you're a public servant first.
Subscribe you
You
guys,
represent La
please.
Union, and one of your advocacies is disaster resilience. What drew you to this cause?
In the Philippines, we have really seen firsthand the impacts of climate change through intensified natural disasters. The fact that we had so many typhoons, the fact that the rains cause so much flooding here. And what's necessary is that we not only respond to disasters, but we address the root cause. Manila is actually the chair of the Loss and Damages Fund through the United Nations. So it's really important that we leverage this position of leadership to ensure that our funds are going to the correct places, to ensure that in the event that there is a disaster, relief is properly distributed. And one of the projects that I'm most proud of was working hand in hand with Project Corma in La Union right after Typhoon Amon to distribute relief like rice, aid packages across the province, especially to the most underserved communities.
Amazing. Okay, I also wanted to go back to your winning answer during the Q&A, Bea. You emphasized how you believe in the limitless potential of Filipinos. What does that mean to you in today's context?
To me, it means that I marched hand in hand with so many Filipinos across different sectors, from religious institutions to students. And I saw that people are passionate about making our country better. They're passionate about addressing the root causes of what causes so much poverty, what causes so much inequality here in the Philippines. And the fact that there's so much passion and belief still, despite all of the issues our country has gone through, is proof that we do have the potential, we do have the talent and courage to work hand in hand for a brighter, greener, and more equitable future.
Sarap.
This can already be a Q&A segment in itself. You're killing it, Bea. But so you're headed to Puerto Rico in November for the Miss Universe pageant. How do you plan to stand out?
I plan to stand out by staying true to myself. Throughout this whole journey, I have had a lot of feedback on, oh, maybe you hold back a bit, maybe be a bit more queenly. But I'm a very overeager person. I'm always the first to dance, the first to cheer and clap. And that's what's really helped me connect with others. Really what made me feel like I'm coming home. So I'm ready ready to bring that energy to Puerto Rico and maybe even teach my co-delegates at Miss Universe some kudos.
Hold on! Oh my gosh, maybe you can incorporate that in your pasarela in a sophisticated way. But speaking of your pasarela, every beauty queen is of course known for their signature walk. Do you already have one in mind for yours?
Well, of course, I went viral for the Liad. And it's so funny because that was an accident. At Aqua Boracay, it was meant to be a much more subtle move, but the energy was so high that I really just overextended
May
myself.
plumb yun.
And I'm
May
working
plumble.
hard with my trainer, Coach Ian, to make sure we can fine tune that and bring our best to Puerto Rico.
All right, and finally, Bea, many Filipinos are hoping for a fifth Miss Universe crown. What is your message to all our kababayans?
My message to all our kababayans is that even outside of pageantry, us Filipinos deserve better and we deserve to lead by example. So by gaining the Miss Universe Philippines crown, I promise to hold myself to the standard that we should hold our public servants and elected officials to. And I hope that I could serve as a model for our future leaders that we really have to be advocacy and people driven first.
All right, very well said. Thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. Of course, the newly crowned Miss Universe Philippines 2026, Bea Milian Windorski.
Maraming salamat po for having me.
Thank you, Bea.
And of course, joining us now is the newly crowned Miss Universe Philippines 2026, Bea Milan Windorski of La Union. Bea, congratulations, by the way.
Hello, maraming salamat po
Oh.
for having me.
Wow,
Thank you
diba?
for
Welcome to
joining
News and
us.
Views.
Thank
We just
you
saw each
po.
other earlier on Good
Yeah,
Morning
good to
Cavite.
see you again. We go way back.
And
All right, let's start off. Of course, you want to know what was going through your mind, before, during, and after your name was called.
So before, I really was just thinking back on my performance, and I'm really a perfectionist. So I was thinking about what I could have improved. Growing up, I was really privileged to have a mom that pushed me to be my best self. So I was thinking, oh, I could have done this turn more cleanly, or I could have said this, that, or the other thing instead. And then during, I really didn't believe it at first until Allison, Miss Pampanga, had to like shake my arm and she was like, Bea, it's you, go up. And then after, I just started crying because I've never felt so much pride and acceptance. Growing up in the US, I never really felt at home. And moving here to the Philippines has been all about finding where I belong, planting my roots where I believe I could thrive the most. And winning the Miss Universe Philippines crown was the culmination of that. I was thinking back to younger Bea, who felt like she could never fit in. And that moment, I hope I could make her proud.
Oh, and look at you now.
So interesting, you said that despite of his solid performance, during those moments you mentioned, you were not confident that you nailed it or you bagged it.
I'm a perfectionist always,
Okay.
so I'm really excited to hone my skills even more for Puerto Rico to really ensure that we could bring that fifth crown home. Part of my journey too is in the Philippines with so much going on in the socio and economic state of our country. We really need a win. So winning this fifth crown wouldn't just be for me, but it would be for every Filipino within and without our borders.
Well, your answer to the question during the coronation night resonated a lot of Filipinos, strongly resonated a lot of Filipinos. And what's going on through your mind if you were given a chance to expound?
Get ready to unleash the bull. Smash 2026 with eToro. Join today, deposit, and get up to $500 in stocks. Trade stocks with only $1 fee. Trade it all in one app. eToro. Join today.
Kain po.
عندما تجد فرصة لا تفوتها.
Labing siyam patay sa Toboso Negros Occidental. Encuentro o massacre? Ang tinawag
kilalanin ang trending at pinansagang Queen of Transformation mula Bacolod, si John Manuel. Ako pong inyong kapuso, Jessica Soho. At narito na ang mga kwentong tsak na magpapasabi sa inyo ng KMJS na yan! Tinawag na Cobra King ng Leyte.
Ako tambalan sa ulong ni Jesus.
Bakit tila hindi umubra ang kanyang bertud ngayon sa tuklaw ng kanyang alaga?
Medyo nakaramdam daw siya ng panghihina. Pinaupo siya ng mga tao.
Nagulat ako, kinablan siya ng lason, ng ahas.
Si Jinky at ang kanyang big love,
Batangkad, yung normal size. Yun po yung perspective ko sa kanya.
na big guy.
Nafe-feel na running out of time, parang ganun po.
Nung nakita ko po siya, parang kasing katawan niya yung teddy bear. Parang like yung shining armor po talaga yung attack.
Mhm.
Parang magic. Kayang-kaya niyang magpalit ng anyo. Kaya nga ba siya tinawag na Transformation Queen?
Ang babae kasi talaga, pinagmalbuto niya. Kung si Kyla nga nag-transition na paglingon ng ang ganda naman ni Kyla. Pag ako yung transition, sabihin nila na, ay, ang funny talaga nito. Straight po talaga ako na lalaki. Parang,
Nanay sa bataan, tinubuan ng balls na parang sa lalaki.
Ala.
hindi ako komportable. Kasi po, naiisip siya, naiirita ako. Talaga pong pasakit talaga.
Hi. How are you?
Nagulat po ako. Sabi ko, na, ba't ganyan ka?
Ang makakakita po nito ng hindi sinasadya, eh sigurado po magkakapera kayo.
Samahan niyo kami sa Tubuson, Negros Occidental.
Grabe.
Para alamin kung ano ba talaga ang nangyari. Una naman nasa kanang buwan sa buto-buto. At meron doong namatay na 11.
Grabe.
Information po about the presence of this terrorist group na nandito sa barangay Salamanca.
Encuentro ba ito?
Sila ang unang nagpaputok, sabi nyo. Sabi rin ho nila, 10 lang daw ho yung miyembro nila dun sa 19 na namatay.
Matinding kasinungalingan ho yun. Nakita natin dito, they are armed, they are with this terrorist group.
O massacre?
Ano to, sibilyan ba siya o sumama sa NPA?
Sibilyan at maraming pag-verify namin yung wala siyang armas.
Ang chairperson ng League of Filipino Students UP Diliman.
We go with the rural communities para alamin yung social reality doon. And that is part of our role as scholars ng bayan. Hindi miyembro ng NPA si Alisa Alano.
Nabulabog ang bisperas ng kapistahan ng barangay Tagnate sa Hilongos, Leyte. Nang ang matandang lalaki ito, halos mawalan na ng malay. Sa pag-asang bumuti ang kanyang lagay, may pinainom na langis sa matanda.
Kain po.
Binasahe rin ang kanyang mga kamay. Kaya pala siya nag-aagaw buhay.
Pa-subscribe naman po.
Kasi siya ng makamandag na cobra. Pero ang mas ikinabahala ng mga residente, ang nag-aagaw buhay na matanda, walang iba.
Dara guys, so dara katong guan si Johnny the King Cobra.
Kundi ang itinuring pamanding Cobra King ng kanilang bayan na may kakayahan daw magpaamo ng mga ahas kahit pa yung mga makamandag